Can I have a motion to go back into open meeting?
Make a motion to go back in an open meeting.
I second.
So we have a motion and a second to go back into open meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. So now we're back in open meeting, so we're going to be discussing consideration and action on the item A.
Mr. President, I would like to make the motion, authorize Andy Eubanks and the FEDC Director Tommy Baker to negotiate the sale of 6.49 acres in the Rancho Grande Business Park to F&W contractors.
Have a motion to continue negotiation on contract on the 6.49 acres, which is in the Rancho Grande Industrial Park. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Have a second by Mr. Lambert. Any further discussion? All in favor of allowing Tommy Baker and myself to negotiate the sale of 6.49 acres in Rancho Grande to F&W Electrical, say aye.
Aye.
Well, I want to note that Jason Talley abstained from voting. All opposed? Same sign. Motion passed. In regard to Laredo Hydrotech, there is no action necessary at this time, so no consideration action needs to be taken. Discussion consideration on holding officer election. This is the first meeting in October when we're supposed to have election. Our bylaws were written when they used to have the city election in May. Now the city elections are in November. So I would like us to consider postponing these officer election until after the city election, because there's gonna be some new council members, and a couple of those will be able to appoint members on here. I think we have 2 or 3 that's gonna be rolling off. We've had one member on the committee say that he would not want to be considered for continuation. So I guess my request is that we not hold elections until November or December, or at least until after the city election. So we can either table it or just nobody brings it up for a vote. I have no motion, so on that, so we're going to move on. Discussion and update on the beer warehouse, we've already kind of discussed that, and city manager Tommy Baker is going to get with the city manager and kind of go over what that is and situation is on that, to see if we can have a joint sale, or city wants to buy or deed up part of this. Again, that's just completely open. And also, do we want to vote to allow them to discuss this, or I'm just telling you, they just need to discuss it and bring back the recommendation what they need.
Yeah.
So I don't guess there's any consideration action needed on that, it's just a discussion item. Discussion item E is discussion consideration hiring engineering firm to commit preparation work on the roadway and drainage project at Rancho Grande. Let me tell you that we need to, Burry & Partners has already given us a proposal. So I know what that is in writing up here, but if you're going to want us to go out and let this bid for him to basically carry this like he has done on the other projects and all, we need to do that before we, So if there's some limit that if it's under that, then we will let him do it. If it's over that limit, we're gonna want to bid it out. What is our limit on our, project?
Well,
50,000 is a state limit where it's mandatory.
25,000 in our purchasing policy that stated that if it exceeded that expenditure, we would get at least 3 proposals. Now, professional engineering does
It's
not
included.
need sealed bids. Okay, we put in the purchasing policy that we would request proposals, for engineering. Because when you're dealing with professional services, you have to evaluate credentials and, experience and things like that. It's not just simply a, you know, black and white cost issue, so.
And I would add to that, I think the track record and involvement in any part of the project is very, very valuable. If we have to bring in somebody new, there's education on everything that's happened and why, and we pick up and run with somebody that's been doing work out there.
I think that when we spend dollars, especially over that 25,000 limit, we ought to probably request some proposals for that work, with the understanding, of course, that the experience and the background is a big part of that decision factor, and that whatever request we make to another firm, they would have to understand that that's a factor too.
His proposal is over 25,000. And for being fair to Larry and all, naturally, we can't disclose it if we're gonna get proposal from everybody else. It's the reason they are doing it this way. So if it's over 25, you all want to solicit from another couple of firms, at least try to get requests with them understanding that he has an inside track, or do y'all want to?
Well, I think we have to go by what our policy says, and that's what we've approved, so.
Well, it's 25 if it's not professional services, and it's a professional services, so it doesn't fit in the 25 that we have in our purchasing policy. We could accept it, it's under the state guidelines, which is also, but it's that, so I need y'all's thoughts what you wanna do. And time's a factor, we have that one here too, that we can run to delay it.
The challenge is that any firm that you bring in now to approach this project is gonna have to gather the same data that he's been working on and already has. The hope was that we would start seeing some progress on the street by the end of this year, and it's still very possible. So what do you think realistically that would delay?
60 days.
At least, so that puts us already probably after the first of the year because
at the very least,
times.
you'd have to go out, get 3 firms, they would have to, 2 other firms, those firms would have to be given the geotechnical information that he's been done, and they're gonna have to be prepared to write the report and go from there.
Yeah, and I want to correct my previous statement. You are correct that the professional services were not part of the purchasing thing.
Correct.
If we were able to wait around until January, we do get to the point where they're gonna try to do something with asphalt work, it'd be too cold.
You're gonna run into,
You're gonna lose another 90 days.
Right.
I mean, ideally, we ought to have this work done during winter months and be able to hit the paving March, April.
Well, I think it's important for the people we have out there that has properties, because they are seeing this progress with the entrance, and they're seeing progress with street activity surveying.
They need to see maintained.
They're ready to see something permanent. So, with that said, I would back probably Larry's proposal.
okay. This is a complete one to submit proposal for professional services associated with continued development up there. It's based on investigation, construction work, and this is gonna be the, prepare the survey, the bid documents, the stormwater pollution prevention plans and things like that. Everything that he proposes total in here, and the street drainage and all, it's total 49,900. So it's,
That's his, and that bid, that's the bidding process, everything.
yes, sir, that's what see, it's services are including the geotechnical engineering, the construction control staking, the water main relocation if we have to, that preparation, detention pond, and environmental study. Those are including that, but as far as the, bidding, it includes the survey, street construction document, drainage construction document, the start of the bid phase service, construction phase services, in other words, the investigation and all, and the reimbursable reproductions and all. So let me pass that around to let you all look at it. Again, I know this is something, it's what he did for us on the easement, the driveway easement to come in there to take that. It went very smooth. He gleaned the people that we had, and that project went well. He had met with Ram and the people at Gas Frac, and they have worked out an agreement where that there will be a, I want to call it a beach well that goes between the property to handle some of the water drainage flow to help minimize and mitigate some of the water drainage around the corner. He's already met with those people and done, so he's done a lot of work to help do that. So at this point in time, if you're comfortable with that, you can go ahead, we can, for consideration action to hire, you can approve him to hire to move forward if that's committee decision. Did he look like he's pretty complete to
Yeah,
you, Ray?
I think we need to move along with it. And I think Justin's absolutely correct. We need to start showing more and more progress. We're getting more positive things going on. We need to move along.
Well, it was money well spent for the entrance, because they were very smooth, and they got in there and got that done.
And everybody
It's
happy?
done. Mhm.
Looked like somebody already cut corner and ran over the horizon. Connector up
Just
there.
no oil field trucks.
We're gonna have someone make a motion that we hire Burry Partners at the 49.9 to complete the preparation work for the project in Rancho Grande, or what you want to
Did
do?
he talk about how soon they might?
He doesn't give a schedule in there, time schedule that I see. But I think part of the thing we'd emphasize to him, if we do engage him, that we want to expedite this process as quickly as we can.
You know, he's been working with the county, he's been working with commissioners, the mayor, he's been working with everybody on this project, he knows it inside and out.
He's familiar with all the situations that exist.
So that's a motion, that we hire him, is that, is you making that in form of a motion, David?
I'll make the motion to
Okay,
go forward with the engineer fees with Berry and Partners on the Rancho Grande Business Park.
okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
We have a motion and a second to engage Burry and Partners for preparation of road work as designed in that bid document for a price of $49.9. Any further discussion? All in favor of hiring Burry and Partners to continue the preparation for the road drainage project at Rancho Grande for $49.9, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Item F, discussion consideration action for credit card for executive director. We talked about that, setting up one, we used to have one. Is there much discussion? What was the limit on that card?
I don't recall.
I don't think he had a limit.
Well,
Oh,
But
you can put a limit, I mean, $1,000, you know, I never will use that amount. This is basically for local business. If I go to some conference or something, we'll deal with that,
or
with a check or
supplies,
something.
things like that.
Yeah, but otherwise,
Okay.
you know, I'm okay with a limit.
Well, I'll make a motion that, we approve a credit card for, Tommy Baker with a credit limit of $1,000.
Have a motion, a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second for $1,000 credit card for FEDC Executive Director Tommy Baker. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Tommy actually discussed already the for sale banner. We had a little bit of discussion. He talked about on lot 4, he only put it up. He discussed the price was like $199, $190.
$390 and another bid at $525.
What was the first?
One,
One was $390, one was
one
$590.
bid was $390 to have, and you know, and that's, I
That's
I
the
probably
American-
need to bring it back in November because Andy made a good point of adding,
The acreage.
sharing this signage with, you know, moving it over and showing the 6 acre.
Well, let's
for
ask this,
sale.
why we approve it up to a certain limit, and you did, that would be
Yeah,
addition onto
that's
that,
good.
so.
I mean, the
$600
low bid was $390 and the high was $525 installed with,
Installed.
you know, like a permanent plastic
Right.
material, 4x8.
So would you think the motion of up to $600 on bid to include that other acreage would be sufficient?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Make a motion that we approve the for sale signage to be installed on lot 4 Veterans Park along the drive, not to exceed $600.
That's it.
I have a motion second for sale banner for up to $600. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Gentlemen, that is all that we have on the agenda. Our next meeting will be scheduled for November the 11th. Pardon? Well, it's
I believe it's a holiday, right?
well, it's office be closed because today's a holiday too. So do we want to, when will the city meet?
That is the veterans holiday, if I may say, right, the 11th.
Yeah, the holiday, they're closed.
So what day you gonna meet? We gonna go for Tuesday, Wednesday?
Tuesday that same week, I kinda like having it that second week.
So it'll probably be 11, 12 if you wanna go ahead preliminary, mark the calendar. If you do not want to be considered to continue on this board, if you would get with Tommy, let him know so he can visit with the city manager and the mayor for them to make that. We had some people that's coming up for nomination. I think voting is the first Tuesday. So before we meet there, we'll have elections, and we'll have some new councilmen.
Who's coming up, do you know?
Well,
We
You're
have
up
3, remember we had 3, I think.
3 and 4, so this time,
Jason,
me, Ray,
and
Mike.
Mike Terry.
Mike Perry.
And Mike already indicated he probably wouldn't want to go back. May I have a motion, we adjourn?
I'll move that we adjourn.
Have a motion, we adjourn? Second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank y'all for very much
Thank
for
you.
coming. It is now 8:51.
So much, it was a good meeting.
Pleasure meeting you. Ray Lambert.
Oh, hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for
We moved
coming
through
to
it,
me.
right?
I'll probably be a couple
You
more.
have it out on the.
Yes, sir.